Mark Wilf is president and co-owner of the Minnesota Vikings, and it's great to see you. How are you, and how's the family?
Doing well, thank you. Great to be here.
Yep, great to be at the league meeting. Second time they've been here at the Omni Vikings Lake campus, and the amenities here just continue to improve. It's such a wonderful place. Do you hear that from fellow owners?
I hear that a lot. Some incredible rooms and facilities, and I think a lot of teams are doing stadiums and facilities, and they're getting tours and seeing the great stuff we have. So it's great.
Now, these May meetings, the spring meetings 20 years ago, were quite special for your family, weren't they?
They were. That's the 20 years ago at this meeting. Our ownership was approved, and it was a great day.
And with the ownership being approved, not that there was any question coming into it, but still, really, until everybody signs off on something, you can't really cut loose and burst with joy for what has been, at times, a topsy-turvy 20 years, but what a memorable 20 years so far, right?
It really has been, and I can tell you for my brother Ziggy, myself, our entire family, we are so grateful to Minnesota Vikings Nation, our fans, the community. It's been a great ride, some incredible memories, more hopefully to come as soon as we can get them in terms of championships, but we're proud of the community we're trying to build, being part of the community, and we're very grateful for the reception, the fan engagement, the facilities, and just really a privilege to be part of the Minnesota Vikings.
Now, Mark, for those who don't know, when the owners' meetings take place in West Palm Beach, and then you have the spring meetings here at the Omni, what are the differences between those meetings for the owners?
Well, I think the March meeting, the annual meeting, is a little broader. You have coaches, you have GMs, you have broader executives. It's a much larger meeting, and a lot of work gets teed up on the football side. A lot of the rules get discussed, and some of them that might have some further debating or insights to get into, they'll defer them to the May meeting. So there are a couple items that'll be coming up today at the spring meeting, and that's typically how we do it.
Do the meetings ever become contentious between owners?
Well, again, except for the 3 hours on game day, pretty much we're partners in an incredible business enterprise, and so it's largely collegial. Of course, there's debate about direction, or maybe on the football side or the business side, but by and large, it's collegial, and it's really an incredible business.
So, like what is on the agenda today that's compelling to you?
Well, there are going to be some football discussions coming up, and we're going to be discussing the tush-push rule, as it's called. And
it's weird saying that.
It really is, and we'll see.
So,
where
like
that
Arthur
goes.
Blank, Bob Kraft, Stan Kroenke, the Wilfs, everybody says tush-push. Nobody calls it like pushing the quarterback or the brotherly shove.
I think we come at it a little more legally correct.
Yeah, right.
Versus that terminology, but I think again everything is in the direction of health and safety and making the game great for the fans and for the players, and so that's the other competition committee the owners have, and I think that's the way it always comes out.
Mark Wilf, president and co-owner of the Minnesota Vikings from the Omni Hotel in Eagan, adjacent to Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center, at the spring meetings, where a lot of things heading into the 2025 season are going to be settled today. One already has. Into the radio show, 9 to noon, the Lions withdrew their suggestion for playoff reseeding. Now, for those who may have missed it, what they were looking for, and maybe some others, basically is teams that win 14 games don't have to hit the road in round one and play teams that have fewer wins. What do you think about them pulling that back?
Well, I'm in favor of the current system we have, where the division winner gets home games, even though that hurt us last year in the end. You've got to win your division to really get your best advantage, and I think that's a system that's worked well for many years. There's obviously debate going on in terms of potentially making some changes, but we're kind of traditionalist on that front.
Did it surprise you in any way that they withdrew that?
No, I think they got the feedback in March that maybe that wasn't the direction that the ownership and the league was heading. So, but I respect everyone bringing up the ideas they want to bring up and us discussing it.
First chance I've had to chat with you about some things that have happened in the offseason to the actual football team. So let's begin here, just a couple on this, then we'll get back to the league meetings. What are you liking about the free agents that you guys have brought in?
Well, we love what Kwesi, Coach O'Connell, Rob Brzezinski, the whole team, what we put together in terms of free agency, which allowed us to go at the draft in a way where we went for best available in a real not a dramatic need in any particular area. So, especially on the lines, I think getting help on both the O and D line really freed up Kwesi to do his thing in the draft, and so really successful. Some really proven veterans, and I know they're excited to get to work. And Phase 3, the final OTA stage, starts next week. So we're excited to get to training camp soon enough.
Of course you've met quarterback J.J. McCarthy, but now that it's been a year and change that he's been around the facility, played the preseason game, you interacted with him in training camp last year. What are some intangibles you like about him, just natural personality traits that you like?
He has a gravitational pull as a leader. He really does. I think the way the players support him, I think it's, of course, the talent is there. Coach O'Connell is glowing in his praises of how he's handled everything to date. And from an off-the-field perspective, we couldn't be happier. So all things are pointing in the right direction, and we're going to be supporting JJ to have him be the success we want him to be.
So the Minnesota Vikings begin the season on Monday Night Football at the Chicago Bears. Then a few weeks later, back-to-back international games. The first in Dublin, and then back to Tottenham Hotspur to play the Browns in London. The Vikings are the first team in the history of the NFL to do something like this. What are you liking about the two-step?
Well, we love the international games. We love supporting the NFL's efforts to grow the game. And I think this was an opportunity to have back-to-back games in Dublin and in London. They're going to be very exciting. I know Coach O'Connell and the football operation were supportive, so anything we can do to help support the international efforts we're excited about. And we know we have incredible fandom all over the world, and it shows up at our games, and we're going to encourage our Viking fandom to show up at these games, and we're looking forward to some tough battles against Pittsburgh and Cleveland, but should be exciting.
When you play Pittsburgh, who do you think the quarterback will be for the Steelers? And you can't say Terry Bradshaw. You can.
Well, I've got enough going on with our club, so
we have meetings today, Paul.
We know the Steelers will figure something out.
I understand that. And speaking of enhancing and/or amplifying the game and/or the international feel, there are going to be NFL players as Olympic athletes. Does the league and/or you, Mark, view this as indeed enhancing the international appeal when it comes to the NFL, and what do you think about it?
Well, we're so supportive. I think so many of our players they are the best in the world in what they do, and now to have this stage to potentially compete for gold medals, we're very supportive of. Justin Jefferson, Brian Osimo were here yesterday kind of supporting it. So we as a club, we as a league are very supportive of it. Flag football in general is an incredible growth sport, trying to get it as a sanctioned sport here in Minnesota as well. Girls flag football, almost 3 million people playing it. So it's a dramatic popularity. It is a way for young people to engage in the game and for fans to support NFL players and top talent in the Olympics. So it's all good.
Mark has a bevy of big spot meetings coming up, so let's fly through these final two. We mentioned Omni Vikings Lakes earlier and how this is the second time the spring meetings have been here in Eagan. What's the latest with just the totality of this campus, which is bustling and it's forever changing and growing? But when it comes to all the property and Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center and the Omni and stuff like that, what's the latest on what's new?
Well, I think it's a great destination space. I mean, you have top firms like Ecolab, who is our next door neighbor. They're a major sponsor of ours. They use the facility quite a bit. We have CLA, one of the largest accounting firms in the world, setting up their headquarters and conference center here. Twin City Orthopedics, our incredible naming rights partner, they have great medical facilities here. So overall, it's a great live, work, play environment. It's continuing to grow. We're continuing to build layers on it. And I think the owners and the NFL recognize it, and corporations and locals come here for staycations. So you have all kinds of great things going on at Viking Lakes, and, of course, training camp just around the corner.
Indeed. Last one for Mark Wilf, president and co-owner of the Minnesota Vikings from the league meetings. Now, as a successful businessman, what impresses you with how Harrison Smith goes about his business to get up to year 14 every single year wearing the same colors?
He's honestly a marvel. I think, of course, we believe he's going to be in that Hall of Fame in Canton one day. The way he goes about his business, the ultimate pro. He takes care of himself. He's a hard worker. From the day we drafted him 14 years ago, hard to believe.
Right.
One of the highlights of our football picking, if you will, is Harrison Smith. And the way he goes about it, all pro, all the time, on and off the field. And we couldn't be happier for all successes. And hopefully we're going to get over that hump on the championship this year. And he deserves a ring, too.
That'd be awesome. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Mark Wilf, president and co-owner of the Minnesota Vikings from the Omni Hotel in Eagan.